It had been raining for 3 days straight in Benton County. The kind of rain that didn't just soak the streets. It tried to cleanse them. But no amount of rain could wash away the kind of evil that hid behind polished badges and practiced smiles. Detective Erica Monroe stood by her apartment window, watching the storm through tired eyes. Her reflection in the glass looked like a ghost, hair pulled back, dark circles under her eyes, and a face that hadn't known peace in years. Behind her, a corkboard covered in photographs filled the room. Faces of women the city had already forgotten. They called them addicts, runaways, the lost ones. But Erica remembered their names. She remembered their smiles. And she had sworn, no matter what cost her, she would make the city remember too. For 2 years, she'd been chasing a ghost. A man the streets whispered about, the East Side Strangler. 6 women dead, all found in abandoned places. Same method, same wounds. And every single time she got close to the suspect, her case was pulled, reassigned, or lost in the system. The department called it bad luck. Erica called it corruption, because in Benton County, justice had a face, and it didn't look like the victims. Then one night, everything changed. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. A trembling voice spoke through the static. An old janitor from the county morgue. He said he'd seen something strange with the latest body. Police gloves lodged in the victim's throat. Not the kind you buy at a store, he said. The kind they issue at the station. Erica froze. Her stomach turned cold. There was only one explanation. The killer wasn't out there. He was one of them. Her eyes drifted to a framed photo on her desk. Her team at last year's police banquet. All smiles. All pretending. And right in the center was Captain Mark Reynolds, her superior, her mentor, and the department's golden boy. Decorated. Respected. Untouchable. The kind of man who smiled for cameras and buried truth under paperwork. The next morning, she confronted him. He laughed, told her she was tired, emotional, told her to drop it. Sometimes, detective, he said, we can't save everyone. Pick your battles. But Erica wasn't built to walk away. She had seen too many bodies, heard too many lies, and she knew this wasn't just a battle. It was a war for their souls. She started working in secret, night after night. She combed through old files, cross-referencing patterns, tracing phone records, and gathering whatever evidence she could before it disappeared. She recorded conversations. She made copies of files. And every note she took, every lead she followed, she hid in a safe only she knew about. The truth was dangerous, but silence was deadlier. Then one night, a text appeared on her phone. No name, just an address. Another one, midnight, don't tell anyone. She knew it was a trap, but she also knew she had no choice. Rain pounded against the windshield as she parked near an abandoned construction site. The night smelled like rusting gasoline. Her boots sank into mud as she moved through the dark, her camera rolling silently. Headlights appeared in the distance. A black sedan stopped, and she saw him, Captain Reynolds, dragging a young woman from the passenger seat. His voice was calm, cold. You scream, no one's going to believe you. Erica's hand shook. Her breath caught, but she stepped out of the shadows, gun raised. Let her go, Captain. He turned slowly, and the smile that crept across his face was the kind that only monsters wear when they realize the game is almost over. You don't know what you're doing, Erica, he said. Think about your career, your life. She didn't move. The difference between you and me, she said, is that I already have. And then came the sirens. Dozens of them. Because while he'd been busy hunting victims, she'd been building a case. The files, the DNA, the recordings, everything was already in the hands of the FBI and a journalist she trusted. She'd sent it hours before coming. If she didn't make it home, the truth still would. When they cuffed him, rainwater running down his face, he finally broke. The camera captured everything. And the city that once called him a hero saw what he truly was. A predator protected by the system. 2 days later, every headline read the same. Police captain arrested in serial murder cover-up. The city was in shock. Some defended him. Others stayed quiet, drowning in shame. Erica didn't go to the press conference. She sat in a small diner on the corner of 5th and Main, drinking cold coffee and staring out the window. Outside, the rain had finally stopped. For the first time in years, the streets looked clean. She didn't care about glory. She cared about peace. The faces on her board, the women everyone forgot, finally had justice. And for Erica, that was enough. But the department called her a liability. They stripped her badge, said she broke protocol. Maybe she did. But sometimes you have to break what's corrupt before you can rebuild what's right. She walked out of the station for the last time with her head held high. Because justice doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes it wears a scar, a broken heart, and the courage to stand alone. Weeks later, as she packed up her apartment, she looked at the board one last time. The faces of the victims seemed to watch her with quiet gratitude. Monsters don't always hide in the dark, she thought. Sometimes they stand beside us, smiling, pretending to protect. But one thing's for sure, truth always finds a way out. And when it does, even the system can't protect the guilty.